But new me is really still the real me. I swear you gotta feel me before you try and kill me. They gotta make the choices.
She insinuates that Erika might be a lesbian who in the past has come on to children.
I talk to God, like I said, the same way. You know, God use me, God heal my heart. You know my pain, you know the depths of my...
Erika Kirk is now under intense fire after someone from her past stepped forward claiming she was used and later discarded without warning. And yes, the voice breaking the silence belongs to another woman. What makes this moment impossible to ignore is how violently it clashes with the identity Erika has carefully crafted for years. She's long presented herself as deeply grounded in faith, discipline, and old-school values. But these accusations are forcing people to wonder just how real that persona truly is. According to what's circulating online, this may not be random drama. There are whispers of past connections reigniting old conversations and alleged proof that some say exposes a completely different version of Erika than the one she shows publicly. As curiosity spreads fast, doubt is taking over. Now everyone is asking one thing: who is Erika Kirk when the spotlight fades away?
I need you, and I'm down for you always. But new me is really still the real me. I swear you gotta feel me before you try and kill me. They gotta make the choices. They're running out of options because I'm running around down.
So now, a clip from 2018 has suddenly resurfaced, and it's putting Erika Kirk in a light her current audience likely never saw coming. In the footage, she appears relaxed in a bathrobe, laughing and lip-syncing beside her then roommate, Sydney Stahl, a former Miss North Carolina, USA. The video itself is already enough to spark curiosity, but what's really pulling people in is the deeper context behind their bond. At the time, the two were living together in New York City, and based on what's now circulating online, their connection was described as incredibly close, with some even claiming they shared the same bed. But what's truly fueling the conversation are the old Instagram exchanges that have resurfaced. Under one of Erika's modeling posts, Sydney commented, "Are you even human? Because your beauty feels unreal." On its own, that might seem harmless, but Erika's reply raised more questions than "come take a trip on my planet." That interaction, more than anything, is what's catching attention because it doesn't feel like a typical exchange between just roommates, especially when compared to the image Erika promotes today. And there's more. On another photo where Erika is seen in a bathtub, Sydney wrote, "Wish I could trade places with that tub." Once again, people are highlighting how bold and suggestive that sounds, and how far it seems from the values Erika now publicly represents. So naturally, people are asking, why does any of this even matter? For many watching this unfold, it's not just about isolated moments, it's about the bigger picture. The narrative forming online is that this version of Erika doesn't fully align with the identity she presents today. And it's not just one resurfaced clip or a couple of comments driving this discussion. People are starting to connect multiple dots, suggesting a pattern that feels inconsistent with her current persona. That's why the questions are getting louder, because if parts of her past don't match what she promotes now, what else might be missing from the story? And once that door opens, people don't stop at the surface, they start digging deeper. Another detail that keeps resurfacing is how quickly she stepped into a major leadership role after Charlie Kirk passed away. She became the CEO of Turning Point USA, and from the outside, everything appeared seamless. There wasn't much visible resistance, no major controversy at the time, just a smooth transition into power. Since then, she's continued positioning herself as a leading voice for conservative Christian values. But now, with all of this coming back into focus, people are taking a second look at her past. Because when everything is placed side by side, it's not just one questionable moment, it's a series of them, each adding another layer to the story people are trying to piece together. And speaking of her past, there's also that old Amazing Race audition tape featuring her ex-boyfriend JT Massey. This wasn't just a lighthearted audition either. In the clip, Erika is surprisingly candid about leveraging her appearance and charm to stand out, even hinting at how attraction can be used as an advantage while clearly leaning into a flirty, calculated energy on camera.
Flirty on camera.
Sells fish.
Sells. That's me.
That's against her vision.
It's not within the confines of marriage.
It leaves people with one direct question. Are we really seeing the same person who now openly speaks about modest living, traditional roles, and marrying young? There's also a remark that's been spreading alongside the clip, with someone asking, so is she being truthful about waiting until marriage? Is that why she seemed uncomfortable discussing it with Charlie Kirk on stage? And that's exactly where the timeline starts to matter. Erika has previously stated that she hadn't been involved with anyone for 5 years before meeting Charlie Kirk. But this footage appears to fall right within that same window. On top of that, people have begun bringing up other past connections as well. So now, instead of reacting to just one resurfaced video, people are lining up different pieces of her story and realizing that parts of it don't fully connect. But it doesn't stop there. Erika Kirk is now also facing fresh attention over alleged messages dating back to 2014 involving a 15-year-old. Based on what's currently being circulated online, the claims suggest she made remarks about the teenager's looks and even discussed the possibility of introducing her to a photographer.
Insane. She sent this 15-year-old to have photos taken. She's helping her because she's just so beautiful get into maybe some modeling. That's at least how she presented it to her. So after telling her how beautiful and perfect her lips were, she then sets her up with a photographer, a friend of Erika's. Erika, she says, arranged the entire thing. This person she had only met once, then after maybe love bombing her, we describe it, then sends her to meet up with this male photographer. And Jillian said that this photographer was
These are extremely serious accusations, and if any of them were ever proven true, they would directly undermine the image of moral authority Erika Kirk presents today. There's also another claim circulating within these discussions, with one user alleging that Erika is banned from Romania over issues tied to something Epstein-related. Now, to be clear, that specific claim has not been verified, but it's become part of a much larger wave of speculation spreading online, including accusations suggesting possible links to a trafficking network or the misuse of charitable efforts.
Orphanage that she had and that she ran in Romania, where children came up missing, and it got accused. The whole orphanage got accused of trafficking and was asked to leave Romania.
Then there's the way Erika Kirk responded in the aftermath of Charlie Kirk's passing, which has now become another major source of criticism. Many people online have started questioning whether her public displays of grief felt sincere. Some have even gone as far as describing them as staged, pointing to moments where her reactions didn't seem to align with the weight of the situation. For instance, there are claims that before appearing at certain events, she may have used methods to trigger tears in order to appear more emotional. That hasn't been confirmed, but it's one of the accusations that continues to surface in conversations about her behavior during that period. Another moment that keeps being brought up is when she reportedly recreated a setting linked to where Charlie died, with attendees allegedly being allowed to take photos at the scene. That particular choice has drawn heavy backlash, with many calling it deeply inappropriate.
And you can see from behind me, this is a recreation of the tent where Charlie Kirk lost his life at Utah University in September, and people are taking selfies with it.
Does anybody else besides me find this to be a little bizarre?
There's also a leaked Zoom call that began making rounds not long after his passing. In it, Erika is allegedly heard describing Charlie's memorial as something like the event of the century, while placing noticeable emphasis on merchandise sales connected to it.
We have 50,000 plus hat orders to fulfill. It's weird to say I'm excited. I really hesitate saying that. It's really hard for me to say.
And then there's the way Erika has been showing up at events since that moment. Some viewers have pointed out the grand, almost theatrical entrances, complete with music and staged effects, saying it feels less like remembrance and more like a performance. Adding to that, even Drewski stepped into the conversation. He released a skit centered around Erika Kirk, and while it was framed as comedy, many people felt it hit a little too close to reality. The portrayal didn't come off as random or overly exaggerated. Instead, it seemed to mirror what a growing number of voices online were already saying about the way her grief has been presented.
Raging in Iran.
We're praying for all the soldiers and troops.
That's great that you're praying, but
how about all the kids that died when the USA hit the towers?
It broke my heart.
The response was intense enough that some people even began speculating that Erika might pursue legal action over it, though nothing along those lines has actually been confirmed. And when you step back and look at everything as a whole, that's really where the conversation stands right now. Because on one side, Erika presents herself as a conservative Christian voice, but on the other, people continue pointing to moments from both her past and present that don't seem to align with that identity. From earlier controversies to resurfaced clips and now a former partner speaking out, every new detail keeps feeding into the same growing question. Who is Erika Kirk beneath the image she's built? At this stage, it feels like every time people dig a little deeper, something else comes to light. And with how fast everything is unfolding, it's unlikely this will be the last time her name ends up back in the spotlight.